Hello, first graders. Today for our grammar and writing lesson, you should have already written a letter to a friend or a family member, or you may be planning on doing that a little bit later today. But once you have written that letter, we want to send it to whoever we wrote the letter to. And we can't just stick that piece of paper in the mailbox and expect the mail carrier to know where to bring it, right? They won't know who Aunt Fanny is. We need to give them some information so they know where to take the letter. So I have an example of an envelope. So an envelope is what we're going to put our letter in. So here's a tiny little example, and here's my huge example. And so we're going to go over some of the information that has to be included on that envelope to make sure that your letter goes where it needs to go. So the main section of our letter is right here. This is where the address goes of the person that you wrote the letter to. And we're going to go over all the details of that in just a moment. Then in this section, the top left, you have to write your address. It's very important that you include your address just in case something goes wrong. The mail carrier can bring it back to you and you can try again. And then the last section is our stamp. And so you can get a book of stamps, that's what it's called. It's really just a sheet of paper. I have one more left on my little book of stamps. And all they are is just stickers. So you can take the sticker off and put it right onto your envelope, and then it's ready to go. This lets the mail carrier know that you paid for your envelope to be mailed to your friend or your family member. All right, so on Monday, I wrote a letter to my friend Sally. So now I need to fill out the envelope to make sure that my letter gets to Sally. All right. So I need to include her entire name. I can't just write Sally. So. Yeah, Sally Smith. So that goes on the first line, her entire name. The second line is her address, all right? So every house has a house number. So Sally's house number is 42. Now I need to include the street that Sally lives on. So Sally lives on Franklin Street. So this is just a short way of me writing street. It's called an abbreviation. All right, so now on the next line, I need to include 3 bits of information. I need to include the city that Sally lives in, the state that she lives in, and her zip code. Everyone has a zip code. All right, so Tampa is the state or the city that she lives in. Then I need a comma, and I will just again put an abbreviation for our state, Florida, FL. And now we'll have our zip code. All right, so Sally's zip code is 33601. All right. So now I need to include my address just in case something goes wrong. So I can write Mrs. Purcell, and that's okay for me to write Mrs. Purcell and not Vika Purcell. That is okay. And then I need to have my house number. 22701. And then my street, Marsh Ren. All right, and so my street is not called a street. My street is called a drive. And sometimes a street can be called a boulevard or road, but they're always given an abbreviation, just a shortened version. Okay, so drive, I will have an uppercase D and an R with a period. Now I need my city. I don't live in Tampa. I live in Land O Lakes. do live in the same state, Florida. All right, and then I need my zip code. It's a little different. 3, 4, 6, 3, 9. All right, so now our mail carrier knows where to bring the envelope. They know where to return it if there's a problem. And now all I need is a stamp to put on my envelope. I can bring it to the post office, or I can just put it into my mailbox and the mail carrier will take it for me. All right, so I hope you enjoyed writing your letter, or if you haven't written it yet, I hope you enjoy writing it. And then I hope it brings lots and lots of joy to whoever receives it. All right, have fun, guys. Bye.